Hi, you guys. I don't know if I'll upload this, but I wanted to say a couple other things in regards to my last video. And I've been praying about this. If I am wrong, Lord God, show me, tell me, please tell me, am I wrong? And I haven't been told I'm wrong yet, but I have gotten a couple of reminders. Number one, Psalm 37, particularly verse 10. That, okay, you can read that yourself. So I love Psalm 37. It has helped me many times when I'm in the midst of this, is an example. Okay. He reminded me, I feel like, that during the Nazi killing the Jews, um, a lot of Christians were brainwashed into going along with it. Now, the Christians didn't say, well, maybe some of the soldiers, the Nazi soldiers, were Christians, but Germany typically isn't Christian, whereas Rick Renner has been a missionary in Russia. If a missionary can get a pagan nation to God, that is miraculous. Now, that's a missionary because it's kind of a Western country. It's not a third world country, right? It's a pagan first world country. And he has, I can't say it's a revival, but he has brought a lot to Christ. Okay. So, oh, that's Russia, duh. Where was I going with that? Anyway, Germany is the same way, maybe is what I was saying. Germany is a pagan nation, yet there were Christians there, and they got in on it that they were not against. They may not have killed or sent any of the Jews to the gas chamber, but they weren't against it, and they were for it because they were brainwashed that it was okay. I'm not comparing us or the rest of the world that wants to feed the enemy. I'm not comparing the rest of the world to those Christians, the Christians around the world who are for feeding Gaza. I'm not saying they are, I'm not saying that's an apples to apples, oranges to oranges comparison, but I will tell you this because I asked God about that. I said, well, Americans are, we're for the Israel, but they're also for the enemy. I'm like talking this over to Jesus. I'm like, but they're for Israel. Some countries aren't, but America is. But the point is that all these other countries in the world, first world, second world, third world, whatever they are, countries that are non-Christian or Christian, non-Christian that are for feeding Gaza, Christian who are for feeding Gaza, it's still the same thing. You are, whether you're for Israel or not, whether you're supporting Israel or not, if you're for both, if you're for both of them, you want to support both of them. I just thought of that. That wasn't where I was going with this, but it's true. You want both of them. You want to support the Jews and you want to feed Gazans. You want to feed the enemy. To me, you're hurting Israel. Because get this, number two, God brought, I feel like he told me this, and this doesn't sound very good. Now is not the time to evangelize. Meaning, if you wanted to evangelize Gaza, now isn't the time. Another thing I know for a fact as well, anyway, God did not have to remind me because I can't bring up every point with every video, but the Jews already were helping the Gazans on the border. All those kibbutz, they were already helping the Jews, you guys. You're doing the same thing. They backstabbed the Jews. That's why they went straight to the kibbutz. Gazans did. There are videos. See, this is the problem here. It's not balanced. You're talking only about, oh, this and this and this, the poor Gazans, this and that, and we need to feed them and help them. You're not giving everyone the full story. And that's not fair. That's not fair. Because a lot of Gazan citizens, a lot of Hamas, I don't know the ratio, came over. They knew what Jew lived where. They knew where everybody lived because the Jews helped them. See, they were humanitarians to their detriment. But I'm telling you right now, I don't feel good about this. I feel like it is 1000% wrong. Because another thing is, when Israel goes in there, that many times in the, not many, but a few times in the Bible, the name Gaza is in the Bible. Zephaniah in particular, chapter 2. I remember I was blaring that in the comments many times. So Gaza is going to be destroyed, people. Why are you using, now is not the time to evangelize. The Jews already tried. They will say anything and do anything to get medical aid, to get food, to get help, to get work. Oh, my child is dying. Let me rush her over to the Israeli hospital. They tried it, you guys. The enemy knows how to trick. They'll say anything for food. Oh, now they're against Hamas. Oh, now they get the chance to speak up and speak out. Who cares? So what? I'm sorry. They were oppressed. So what? I'm sorry. The children are innocent. I'm sorry. A lot of innocent children, Vietnam vets, orphans in our own country, starving Jews, Holocaust survivors. They need food too. They're starving too. Okay. Go to your own backyard. Taxpayer dollars can't afford this. Seriously. And where else was I going to go? So those are some points. Now is not the time. You don't go evangelize when the Christians in Germany were not against sending the Jews to the gas chambers. They did by omission, by not standing up. Okay? So when you guys aren't standing up as Christians for the Jews and you're helping, I don't care what country you're from, if you're a Christian who is for the poor, innocent Gazans, if you would tell the other side of the story, you're going to hear every single hostage that got released. They're going to, now they're polite about it because they have to be politically correct because that country, Israel needs America. So they're not going to say bad things in a bad tone. But they said those innocent Gazans. Now, they didn't do the quote, but they inferred it that everyone's calling the Gazan civilians innocent, and they are implying they're not. They said the innocent Gazans cheered in the streets, which we saw that anyway. But they'll say the innocent Gazans were holding us as hostages in their homes. They weren't part of Hamas. So see, they're trying to tell the world, would you people please say both sides? Would you please tell the Christian public both sides? Because if you are going to be on both sides, that's not biblical. You are inadvertently killing the Jews because you're prolonging this war by helping the enemy. Do you not see that? You're prolonging the war, which is killing more IDF soldiers. More hostages would have survived if this hadn't been nipped in the bud. Yeah, more hostages would have survived. And you can't love mammon and love the Lord. What is that verse? You know, you can't love both. You can't. And even in John 6, where Jesus is, you know, I was reading in there a little, I think I found some correlations. You know, Jesus is talking to, well, he's also, like, maybe he's also talking to the Jews, because usually he's talking to the Pharisees. But in this particular, there's a lot in chapter 6, okay? But about the Lord's Supper and about whatever it was, the account where the Jews wanted to stone him, it was the Jews wanted to stone Jesus, okay? Not the Pharisees. But before that, I think it was talking something about they followed him. They followed him, okay? Hordes and crowds of peoples followed him. And Jesus told them, he said, "You're not following me because of the miracles. You're following me for the bread, for the food. That's all you want. You just want the bread. You just want the food. You're not following me because I am the Son of God who has proved it through the miracles, okay? You just want the food." And that's what the Gazans are doing. They just want the food. You cannot rehabilitate or negotiate with demonically possessed culture. They don't want to change. They may stop teaching their children because you went in and rehabilitated them. This is, you've said it yourselves before, it's a spiritual war. If it's which one is it then? Is it a spiritual war or not? If it's not, then go for it. Rehabilitate them and feed them and everything. If it is a spiritual war, then why are you meddling? Why are you meddling with God's plan? Okay, why? It's a spiritual war. They'll never be for the Jews. Why are you helping them? And another thing about helping them, so when Israel goes in to flatten them, you guys now have a spiritual connection because you helped them. You have taught the whole world and you've gone along with the whole world blindly, leading you into a ditch to feed them. And now when they get destroyed, you're going to feel you're spiritually, you got it, like a soul tie when you sleep around with a bunch of people. and that's not good. You get soul ties. You got a soul tie. You've been sleeping with the enemy. And then when they're flattened, now the whole world is going to be outraged. And it's you're an accomplice. You're an accomplice. You should have never messed with this. It was a war. But hey, that's okay because God sets up kings. God wanted this. God had Biden or whoever. If Biden was senile, if that's true, and he was senile from the get-go and somebody else was running the country, fine. That's okay because God, like I've said before, this is too screwed up for it not to be God. There are too many diluted, delusional people, Christian, non-Christian. We can't even think straight. It's so woke and politically correct. It is seeped in because we are products of our environment. And we allowed wokeness in the churches, and I don't care how heart of gold you are for that Gaza stuff. It is a spiritual thing, and you're messing. Go evangelize somebody else. I don't care if you say, "Oh, but my heart is for them. My heart is for the Africans. My heart is for the whatever other countries." If you feel like, "Oh, my heart missionary for China, my heart missionaries for Germany, my heart missionaries for Gaza," I do not believe it is from God. And God, you tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, Lord. I've been asking you. Ask God if you really care. Because if you believe this is a spiritual war, spiritual, supernatural hatred, why are you messing with it? That's double-minded in a different way. In a different way, that's double-minded because we're fighting a spiritual war here, and now you're trying to fix something that's like praying away prophecy, you guys. That's like praying away refinement. You're getting refined in the fire so that you can be a partaker. And Jesus even told Pilate that Pilate would have no power over him. No power over Jesus unless it were given to Pilate from God himself. And God himself gave Pilate the power. Yeah. So if you're being refined by an enemy or attacked by an enemy. Listen, the angels of the Lord hearken unto who? Not you. Not you. The angels of the Lord hearken unto the voice of the word. So if you need to be begging for mercy, that you don't want to be refined anymore because only God gave the power to refine you, that you don't like it, why don't you start speaking out loud the voice of God? How about that? The voice of God. That'll, the angels will hearken to that. Go to Psalms. Oh, deliver me out of this. La 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 la. If you want some help, otherwise you still may not. Also, the angels of the Lord encamp round about, the angels of the Lord, not just any old angel. They are God's personal angels. The angel of the Lord encamps round about those who fear, revere God. If you revere your mom or your dad, what does that entail, revering? What does revering somebody entail? Does it entail obedience? Does it infer you're sorry if you do them wrong or disobey or don't listen when they say, know me? If your word abides in me, Jesus said, then you abide in me, Jesus said. So if his word that the angel of the Lord hearkens unto, if the word abides in you, okay, then you abide in Jesus. If you don't know the word that the angels hearken unto, I'm sorry for you. I mean, maybe I'm not sorry for you, or I don't feel sorry for you, because we all were given the same book, the same sword. If you want to lay down and bury your sword, go right on ahead. If you want to set your sword down and cry like a baby, go right on ahead. It's your choice. It's your free will. If you want to be lazy and not fight in the war with the word, which is God, I don't feel sorry for you. You don't revere God. So that's what I just wanted to finish saying about that. I'm still praying, and I pray because this makes me shake. Things like this make me shake, like tremble, because it's so evil to me. That's the only thing that ever really scares me in life. I don't fear man, but evil staring me in the face is very scary. And evil definitely resides in some people. And if I see it with my eyes, or I have experienced it by what they've done to me personally, it shakes me because it's so terrifying that true evil can reside in a human being, and they're doing it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're literally face to face with a demon within that person. And that is very scary. And that is really the only thing that makes me scared, not as in